pretty good.
Hi guys, Bobby, Jared and Vinny here from Peak Performance Academy, and today's video, the journey we're going to talk about, it's been a 2-week period since we did our last video, so kind of giving everybody a rundown of what's been happening over the last 2 weeks.
So basically just over the last 2 weeks, so from my point of view, I got a new coach, Callum Rastrick from the UK. So just basically had my initial consultation with him and got through all the stuff I need to get, what kind of training routine I'm going to go on, and time to the day I'm training. So we're going to trial and error a routine where I'll just be training on later in the day. So this week is the first week I've tried to start to do that, just getting used to training in the middle of the day, and just practice eating meals before I train. I'm supposed to train fast in the morning, and Monday next week just starting with him on a new training program.
Yeah, kind of last weekend was kind of our first break from football with a couple of weeks, so we had an event on, we had something on at the gym, so that was good just to kind of have that weekend off football. And then honestly, because after that weekend, myself and Jared are going away to Portugal today. This week's just kind of been, I was kind of taking the foot off the pedal, and just I've only been training once or twice, and to be honest, the head's not really in it this week. I'm kind of already in Portugal, and it's kind of, I'm not too worried about not really training the 5 or 6 days this week, but we'll be back on track from next Monday on. Nutrition is on point. I'm not so much hitting a meal plan this week, but just working off macros and kind of creating meals as I go, still working around good protein sources. So that's kind of been the update there last week or so.
With myself, I just started a new training block on Monday, which is a 5-day split. I'm very focused obviously on upper body because it's a physique. The legs are the massive focus, so hitting them kind of once a week. Nutritionally wise, then I've just been working with the guys, and we've done a slight little trial this week on the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just to see a little drop in calories. It was only about 200 calories of a drop from carbohydrates, just to see how the body reacted, and obviously my weight dropped about 1.5 kilos, so that was just a little trial to see what we need to do when we come into that real phase of when we come into cut for the show, how the body will react. So just there'll be a couple of them mini trials all the way just to see, and again, once you have that kind of data, you can say, okay, this is how the body's going to react, because everybody's different. So that's basically it there. It's the first week into that 17-week prep for the show on 1st of September, so feel good this week. Everything is good, and the training is going well, and I'm enjoying the new program as well. A slightly different stimulus, but generally all the same. I mean, there's nothing special about training programs really. It's just how you put them together and how you mentally attack them, and what everybody has their kind of a neurotype where they feel, if you look at a certain rep range, and we're all kind of this, we spoke about this before, and Christian Thibodeau speaks about it a lot. When you look at a rep range or a certain schedule, structure of a workout, your first reaction is important. What you think in terms of the volume, sets, reps, because you might be more prone to be a person that might like 3 sets of 8, or you might be a person would like 4 sets of 10 or 5 by 5. So that's an interesting point, that something that we're going to, I think, do a lot more research on in the next year, definitely, because I think you're going to be a big player in terms of coaching people.
Yeah, I think that kind of whole mental side probably relates a little bit to just what Vinny was saying with his training this week. Is when you go through intense periods of training, over like a 4 or 6 week block, it's not just physical fatigue. Like sometimes mentally, you can get very mentally fatigued, and it's something you really have to watch. So if you're kind of starting to get really demotivated to train, and everything starts to feel like a chore, that could be a sign that there's something not wrong. So sometimes for people, taking 2 or 3 days away and just prioritizing recovering and good sleep, could be the kickstart that they need again. Between physical and mental deloads, they're highly overlooked, as most people want to just do more is better, and they nearly feel terrible if they miss a couple of days. And sometimes recovery is the missing part that most people need to look at.
And I think with that a bit of it was relating back to with the photo shoot I'm prepping for. We was unsure of the date it was going to be, whether it was going to do it in July, around the time of, or before we go away on holidays, or was it going to be Bobby's doing just for his show, or was I just going to wait for the next round of Peak Physique and do one closer to Christmas? And which when you're unsure and you don't have that kind of set date or set time frame in your head, like it's easy to skip 1 or 2 days training or have a free meal here or there. But even with that, like it wasn't really an excuse to just binge eat or anything like that. It was we had a day out Saturday, like, and we had nice food. We had nice food that night, like, so it was nothing really to worry about. But it was more not having the set date in my head and not being motivated for a certain day because I wasn't sure when I was going to do it or what kind of a building phase I was going to go into. Would I have to start cutting for a show now, or would I be able to go into like a 4 to 8 week block of just pure strength training to progress me even further? So that was probably one of the bigger reasons behind kind of like only the scattered training this week.
And that's like the video we did yesterday in Coach's Corner about focusing on the outcome. When you have that outcome goal, when you have a timeline goal where you know that you need to be at a certain place at that time, it's really, really important that you take a step back and just look at the small picture. Like we said yesterday, that little steps in what's happening today. Forget about tomorrow. Just work on the daily basis, because you have to go through your nutrition on a daily basis. If you're training for something like physique or a photo shoot, you have to be meticulous in your nutrition and training. So you don't want to take that in a massive block. Just your own head space is important, so you're taking that day by day. And just little ticking the boxes we always talk about, and that's really, really important, that you're not like looking ahead of yourself. And having that date and stuff like that is good, because it makes you accountable. And like Vinny was saying there, we had a busy week last week. It was really, really I suppose a draining week, because we had the Peak Physique come into its last week, had to look after the guys, make sure everybody was on point, and then obviously we were all working on Friday at the shoot, and that was fantastic, because the results were superb and everybody was looking great. But again, we were there to help everybody and make sure that they were happy on their day, because this was their 12-week, 13-week that they had prepared for. And then we had a nice gym night out on a walk to Khmer, and a night out there on Saturday, which was brilliant, because it was just a little bit of a release for everybody. And then you come back on Monday morning revived and ready to go, because I'm going into a 17-week prep, so that was great for me, just to kind of relax a little bit, enjoy people's company, and take a bit of time off, and then just go for it again on Monday.
Yeah, like a big time there, like it's just having that goal. Like it just goes, like it doesn't matter who you are. Like if there is not a goal in some way, shape or form, like no matter how much you love training or how dedicated you are, like everyone will go through like a period where you can get demotivated, or you can just lose run of it. Like in all honesty, I was talking to Vinny yesterday, and the fact that I'm not competing now, and then I'm in the process of just transitioning towards another coach. I don't really have a goal at the moment myself, and like when work getting busy last week and it's been busy this week, like it's very easy for us to just kind of get tired and be demotivated as well. So like if people who love to train and are passionate and are actually in the industry can get demotivated every now and again, so can you. Like, so it's just very, very important to have that outcome goal, as Bobby said, just to keep you on track.
Yeah, guys, and that's kind of around about what's happening at the moment. We all have different paths now. That's the biggest thing. A lot has changed in 2 weeks. Like Jared was saying, he has a different, we'll say, protocol going forward, and he just needs to kind of develop that into where he needs to go. But at the moment, it's in transition. So, and then I myself, I'm competing, and Vinny's thinking about his photo shoot. So everybody's kind of up in the air, and we've all different paths at the moment. So that's the interesting thing about this. What we're trying to do, and through this video, the journey is, you'll be seeing what the guys are going to decide, and Vinny with his photo shoot, obviously, and Jared with his competing wise, when he's going to compete, or what's to go in the next phase of training and stuff like that. So that's the interesting part of it. And as we go along, you'll see us talk about that more and more in depth. And again, today's videos, the big thing is about the mental side of it, and just having that mental, and it's not mental toughness, it's just sometimes you need to take a step back and say, okay, that day or two, or even that day out we had on Saturday with the gym was really, really good day. You get out with people, you get away from the gym, you get away from training. We were out on a beautiful walk, and it was just great headspace for everybody, and everybody had a really good laugh. And it's just really, there's a lot to be said for just having a laugh and having a bit of fun. The endorphins it releases, and just how well your body feels after it, and especially the mind, because the mind is a huge player in absolutely everything.
Yeah, I think that's something we could probably talk about next week. It's just like the mental side of things, like in the mentality towards like nutrition and the mentality towards preparing for training and getting yourself ready, and just how like we would all probably prepare ourselves differently mentally, like and just like little kind of routines and stuff we would have.
Yeah, I would say even like that, like we're heading away there for a couple of days, and like we're just heading away more of just kind of mental, just deload, just relax from work and stuff like that. It's not a weekend that we're going abroad just to like go out and go partying. Like it's more just to come back, that you're just that little bit mentally sharper and remotivated again. Like.
Okay guys, that's to wrap up this week's video, and we will come back next week, and as I say, we'll talk more about the mental side of training and mindset towards just general life, and when you kind of need to decide to take a step back for a minute and then take a step back to go forward, basically. So we'll talk to you guys next week. I hope you enjoyed the video.